Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. So let's take a look at a couple stocks, take a look at the market. And we can see here for NVIDIA, which had this amazing, fantastic move, went to the 1272 extension, went to the 1618 extension, and then eked out new 52-week highs day after day after day, right into the snow line, and then since then it's pulled back. Now during this time, and this teed up beautifully with that squeeze, and during this time we did take we did take profits on the directional portion of it. We just bought some calls, and those were a double. And then we've been sitting on this 60-65 or 65-60 call debit spread. And you can see it's $5 wide, so the max profit is $5. So we're getting close to the potential max profit. You'll notice we're comfortably through $65, but these out-of-the-money calls are actually still holding on to a premium that's pretty good. So at this point, if we closed here at 66.43, on Friday, then this premium would go to zero. The premium portion of that would go to zero, and we'd be able to get out of this for max profit, which is about $4.95, because you got to give the market makers a nickel or they won't do business with you. So we're at that point now where it certainly makes sense to take some, potentially close this. I like the fact that it was up today when the markets were a little sloppy, and I also like the fact they're at big support. So I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt tomorrow. We obviously, you can see today it got as low as 65.31, so that's getting into that sweet spot where we really don't want it to go below 65. If you think of this from a stop loss perspective, you don't want it to go below 65. So it's just however comfortable you are with that. So if you're in this one and you're uncomfortable with it, by all means take profits. If you're able to watch the markets, that is the barometers that I'm looking for. So now if we look at the Qs, or let's look at the SPYs here. So on the spiders, you can see over here on the weekly chart, this represents the 21-week highs and the 21-week lows. So we're comfortably in the upper part of that range. And then over here we have the yearly highs, 21-day highs, and 21-day lows. So you can see we're kind of nearing the lower part of that 21-day high and low range, and we have a squeeze. So we have the potential here for something that could actually get going pretty decent to the downside. And so the question is what is the best way to take advantage of that? And while, and here's the thing, the market was negative, say, right? But then stocks like Amazon were up $2.50. Stocks like Google up a couple of points. So the tough thing here is when you see something where the market's rolling over and looks like it's going to trigger short, the last thing you want to do is get, buy puts or sell a call credit spread on a stock that's actually, still rocking to the upside. So I like something here like Starbucks, where you can see that Starbucks is near new low 52-week lows. It's riding those 21-day lows, and we have a weekly squeeze that's fired off, and we have a daily squeeze that's triggered. Okay, so that's something that could be. So that's something I like, because even if the market goes up, this is a stock that has the potential to go down. So part of the things that we're seeing right now in the markets, you're already seeing that the dollar has been exploding higher. If you guys have not noticed that, bonds are rolling over. Okay, and so the big question is what's going to happen in the stock market? Well, I think the stock market future is going to be decided at the election. I think the bond market and the dollar have already spoken. They're like, hey, guess what? We're going to be seeing rates being raised in December. But the stock market is in hurry up and wait mode for the election. And what we're going to see on the election is, I think, some of the whippiest moves we've seen all year and in a long time. For those of you that don't know how to trade whippy markets, these things can rip your head off. Now, if you understand how to trade whippy markets, if you know the strategies for trading whippy markets, then they're some of the best markets on the planet. And so one of the things I'm going to be focusing on is, especially on the 8th, during the day of the 8th, there's going to be that nervous energy setting up. Then the night of the 8th, and then the next day on the 9th is actually focusing on essentially doing active trading of whippy markets. Now, of course, during the night session, it's going to be futures and Forex and currencies. But during the day sessions, we'll be also doing options on ETFs, whether it's buying calls on the spiders or buying puts on the Qs or FXE, the euro and all those that are going to be moving. So what we're going to be doing is on Saturday, and this is Saturday the 15th, coming up here pretty quick, a strategy class essentially on how to trade whippy markets, okay? And again, the election is a great example of this, but obviously there's going to be other times when there's whippy markets. Like a whippy market could also be applied to, the non-farm payrolls coming out, okay? The election is just going to provide a bigger window for that. So we'll be able to kind of spend some more time training, like, look, here's what to expect. It's kind of two parts, but then here's how you trade it. And then the 997 portion, we actually added some more live trading sessions to this just because that's been the overwhelming response is like, look, we love the idea of, learning about this on the Saturday class, but this is a once every 4-year opportunity to trade these live. So we got 4 live trading days with this. So October 15th will be the Saturday class, right? So then we got the 18th and the 20th. Now those classes are going to be kind of set up for setting up kind of some longer term type trades for the election, but also practicing kind of the whippy stuff that we're going to be talking about, because we'll be able to find some kind of a market where we can practice like, hey, here's the setup. Let's do it. Let's get ready for this. And then, of course, on the election day on the 8th is going to include the evening. So we'll trade a little bit during the day. It's obviously the angst is going to be the last couple hours of November 8th. Markets will close, give it a couple hours, and then around 5:30 or 6 or so, probably like around 6, we'll start live trading again the election. And I don't know how long it's going to go, because who knows when the Electoral College will be decided, but that'll be fun, and then they'll carry into the next night. So I don't know if we're just going to have a sleeping bag or what, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So the Saturday class for the strategy is $497. If you want to do the Saturday class plus the 4 days of live trading, it is just $997. And obviously, all these will be recorded if there's one that you can't make or anything like that. Okay? And just go to simpletrading.com/election. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.